Okay, everybody, this is your video lecture on intervals, specifically major and minor seconds, major and minor thirds. And intervals are the distances between tones, as in do we hear tones being very close together or farther apart. So, in our musical system, the two smallest intervals are the major and minor second. You were originally introduced to these guys as the whole step and the half step. So major and minor second are just other names for the whole step and half step, which gives them a little bit more specificity in how big they are and actually how they fit into melodies and scales and chords. So you're always counting for seconds. You're always counting letters. So if I said, what's a second above D? You would say E, D-E. What's a second above F? F-G. What's a second above A? A-B. I counted two. All those accidentals are figured out after. Okay, you just got to count letters. It also works backwards. If I say, what is two letters below F, you would say E, F-E. I went backwards. Okay. Or something like what is two below C? You go backwards, C-B. Okay. Now in music theory, we use big M for major, little m for minor. A major second on a keyboard is going to be a whole step. A minor second on a keyboard is going to be a half step. So in this example, the distance from G to A is a major second. Everything here is seconds. That's a major second because on a keyboard that is a whole step. Check out your keyboard. I'll show you the keyboard right now. Here's G. Here's A. That's a whole step because one tone's in between. So you're hearing the sound of a major second. Okay. This is D sharp to E. See that D, that sharp is from the D, D sharp to E, and this is a little lowercase m. So that's a minor second. This is a half step. Look at the keyboard. D sharp, E. Well, let's find a D sharp. Here's D sharp, because that's D. There's D sharp to E. So that's not just a half step. We're going to call it a minor second. Here's a major second. Minor second. Okay. Let's look at another one of these. Now, when you look at this, it looks like that flat is in front of the D. No, the flat's on the E line. Okay. So that flat is on the E line, so it's D to E flat. D to E flat. Okay. Now, be aware that the enharmonic spelling is important. So, for instance, F to G flat. See that flat? It's on the G line. F to G flat is a minor second. Here's F to G flat. That's a minor second. If I said, what's a minor second above F? You'd say G flat. If you said a minor second above F is F sharp, you'd be wrong. Because I need to move two letters. I need to go F, G. F, G. So F, G flat. F, G flat. What's a major second above B? Well, here's B. A major second's the whole step. Do, re. We would not say a major second above B is D flat. Yes, that is D flat. See, D flat. But the problem is the letters B to D, that's 3. B, C, D. I just counted 3. You're supposed to call it a second. So it's not B to D flat, it's B to C sharp. That's what you have to remember when you're doing these kind of things. Let's talk about this. Let's go backwards. What is a major second below B flat? Now here's a B flat. That's B flat. That's B flat. A major second below B flat, we got to go a whole step below, is here. So here's B flat. What's a major second below B flat? Got to go letters. If you go backwards in letters, 2 letters is B, A. So B flat down to A flat is a major second, and we don't say B flat to G sharp. That is not a second. That's some weird kind of a third. Let's do one more of those. Let's do minor second. What's a minor second above A? Minor second above A is B flat. What's a minor second below A? If you say A flat, that's wrong because you didn't move 2 letters. You stayed on the letter. You're supposed to move 2 letters. So a minor second below A is not A flat. A minor second below A is G sharp. All right. So let's do a little bit of seconds over here on our practice exercises. You're going to have this on your midterm. Let's do some identification first. Let's go treble. Let's make this nice and easy. Yeah, we'll keep that in. Only seconds. We'll get rid of doubles. All right. Look at that. Hopefully you know you're looking at D, E, so that's either a major second or minor second. If you aren't sure, go find a keyboard. In fact, we'll pull up a keyboard for you. Let's find our keyboard first. There's our piano keyboard. So that was D, E. Here's D. There's E. D, E. That is a whole step. If it's a whole step, that means it is a major second. Seconds are very close together. That's F to G flat. Hopefully you hear that sound. So we come over here, if you want, look at your piano keyboard, F to G flat, look at that. That's a half step. So since it's a half step, that is a minor second. Now again, with the seconds and the thirds, you're only going to worry about major and minor. You don't have to worry about this perfect. Well, there's the D, E again. That's the second time we've seen that. G flat, A flat. G flat, hopefully you hear that sound. But if you can't hear it, go to your keyboard. G flat, A flat. Let's find G flat, A flat. There's G flat. There's A flat. You could also look at it on if you have something like this. G flat, A flat. That's a whole step. Because there's something in between. That's a whole step. So that must mean if it's a whole step, that's a major second. Let's do one more. F sharp G on the keyboard. F sharp G. F sharp G. That's a half step, which means it's small, so it's minor. Okay, so on the midterm, you'll be doing one in treble and one bass. But let's go to interval building. Let's do bass clef. Interval building. Simplify that. Only seconds. No doubles. All right. They're asking you ascending means above. Make a major second. What is a major second above this note? Hopefully you see that. You know that's F sharp. We're in bass clef. That's F sharp. Let's see. Let's look at our keyboard. Major second's a whole step. What's a whole step above F sharp? Here's F sharp. Go up a whole step. We're on this black key. This black key has two different names. You can call it G sharp, call it A flat. The correct one is the G sharp because it's the letter F, G. You go two letters, F, G. So the answer is G sharp. So you go over here. A major second above F sharp is G sharp. There's the sharp. And put it on the G. That's major second. Minor second. These are ledger lines. G. Go backwards. F. Backwards. E. Backwards. D. Backwards. C sharp. So that's a C sharp. Let's look at our keyboard. Here's C sharp, because that's what it showed. And it says up a minor second. Minor second is half step. Now we're on this key. This key has three different names. But seconds move too. C, D. C, D. So the answer, a minor second above C sharp, is D. Just plain old D. One more. Major second above this note, well, that's C. Why is it C? This is G. G, F, E, D, C. Major second above C. Let's look at our keyboard. Here's C, second, C, D. Whole step. So a major second above C is D. Do, re. Okay. You will also be doing the ear training where you just identify the sound you hear, whether you hear the major second or the minor second. But let's go to the thirds. And what you get with thirds there you go, major and minor thirds. Major and minor thirds, you're moving three letters. So if I said, what's a third above C? You say C, D, E. Third above C is E. What's a third above F? F, G, A. I moved three letters, F, G, A. What's a third above A? A, B, C. What's a third below G? Go backwards three letters. G, F, E. A third below G is E. Because those are just thirds. Then when we talk about major and minor, it's like, well, how big are those thirds? So a major third is two whole steps. A minor third is not as big. It's a whole step and then a half step. Again, big M is major, little m is minor. This is G, B. So let's take a look at the piano. Here's G. Here's B. That's a major third because that's two whole steps. From here, go one whole step, one more whole step. Major third. Now, I would say a major third above G is B. A minor third, we're going to go a whole step and then a half step. So the minor is not as big. Here's G, B, major third. B flat, minor third. Major third, minor third. And we call this guy B flat and not A sharp. G, B, G, B flat. Okay. Let's do another major third. What's a major third above this guy? Let's call this guy D flat. If that's D flat, well, what's three letters above D? D, E, F. Great, the letter's F. Now is it F? Is it F flat? Is it F sharp? Well, D flat. Major third is 2 whole steps, so let's go 1 whole step. 1 more whole step. If you go here, that's a half step. Go up first whole step, go up second whole step. So this is a major third. A major third above D flat is F. A minor third above D flat is not E. A minor third above D flat is F flat. You still got to go 3 letters. D flat, E flat, F flat. I moved 3 letters. So D flat to F is a major third. D flat to F flat is a minor third. You can also go backwards. I could say what's a major third below C sharp? Here's C sharp. What's a major third below? Well, major third is 2 whole steps, so just go 2 whole steps. Go 1 whole step. Second whole step. Doorbell. Now, if we're calling this C sharp, what are we going to call this? You go back 3 letters, C, B, A. So a major third below C sharp is A. A minor third below C sharp, that a minor third is always a whole step and a half, whichever way you go, whole step half. So here's major third. C sharp, A, minor third. C sharp, A sharp. So it's still 3 letters. The major thirds always have a bright sound. I think of Charlie Brown. Here's a minor third. C to E is major, C to E flat's minor. Kind of dark and mysterious. Okay. So here's a major third above F, F, A. Minor third above F is A flat. Eventually that will make F major or F minor. Okay, let's do 1 more. Major third above B. There's B. Major third is 2 whole steps. Major third above B is not E flat. Major third above B is D sharp. B, C, D. You go 3 letters. This is the third. B, D sharp is a major third. B, D is a minor third. Okay? So, I've given you this stuff in thirds. Let's identify first. Let's start with bass. We're going to identify thirds. Only thirds for right now. On the midterm, it will be both seconds and thirds. All right, so if we didn't hear that sound, ba 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 da dum bum bum ba da da dum bum bum bum, at least look at a keyboard. Look at A flat. Look at C flat. Let's see if we can figure out if that's major or minor. Now, most students will say, oh, that's flat and that's flat, I guess it's major. Not necessarily. So let's look at our keyboard. Reminding you, all your necessary charts are in your modules. All right, so what we had, we were given an A flat and a C flat. So let's find A flat, and then let's find C flat. Okay, this keyboard's not going to help us because we got to go backwards, so we'll do it this way. Here's A flat. Then they have C flat. See that? A flat, C flat. That's C, that's C flat. So A flat to C flat, how big is that? That's a whole step and a half. Here's major third. Here's minor third. So, what you just saw, A flat to C flat is a minor third. Okay, what's that? Hopefully you know you're looking at E flat, G flat. Okay, well we can go back to this. We can do this. Here's E flat. Here's G flat. How big is that? That's a whole step and a half step. Since it's a whole step and a half step, that is a minor third. B, D. All right, let's look at the keyboard. Here's B. Oh, we won't be able to do it here because we don't have enough keyboard. It would go up, but let's look at it here. Here's B. Here's D. How big is that? It's a third because it's going B, C, D. Is it major or minor? Well, from here to here is a whole step and then a half step. So that went whole half. So it's not as big as two wholes. So that's minor. Let's do one more. That's E, that's G sharp. E, G sharp. Here's E. Here's G sharp right there. How big is that? We went a whole and then another whole. So we went two whole steps. E, G sharp. That's major third. E to G sharp is major third. E to G is minor third. Okay, so E to G sharp is a major third. That's identification, the ability to look at tones and know what you're looking at. Then I'll give you some building. Let's build. Only thirds. All right. Let's make a minor third above B flat. Well, the minor third is a whole step and a half. So let's look at our keyboard. Let's find a B flat D. Well, third, because B, you go three letters, B, C, D. So we're on a B flat. So let's find the B flat. There's a B flat. Now we're going to go a whole step and a half step because that's minor. Major is two whole steps, so minor is whole step, half step. So from here, go up a whole step. Now a half step. So from here is a minor third. If this is B flat, what do we call this? We call it D flat because I moved three letters, B, C, D. B flat, D flat. So not B flat, C sharp, that's only two letters. B flat, D flat. So a third above B flat is D flat. Also be aware, all your thirds will stack. Line, 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 or space, 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 space. So if you aren't stacking them like that, you're wrong. So a minor third of a B flat is D flat. Okay. What's a major third above G flat? Okay, let's look at this one. A major third above G flat. Here's G flat. Major third is 2 whole steps. Whole step, whole step. 3 letters is G, A, B. A major third above G flat is B flat. Look at it this way. Here's G flat. Here's B flat. That's 2 whole steps. I want 2 whole steps. That's a major third. G flat, B flat. That's a major third. Major third above G flat is B flat. It stacks on top of each other. It's line, line. Minor third above A flat. Let's do one more. Well, let's find A flat. Oops, I'm going to have to use the other. A flat. Here's A flat. Well, what's 3 letters above A? Just 3 letters above A. A, B, C. All right. So it's going to be C something. It's going to be regular C, C sharp, or C flat. So here's A flat. Now we go minor third. Minor third is whole step and a half step. But we aren't going to say A flat B because that's only 2 letters, A, B. You want three letters. So you're going to say A flat, C flat. A flat, C flat. So a minor third above A flat is C flat, and it stacks. Space, space. Okay, so that is your review for thirds. Again, you can do practice exercises. You can go back to do your online reading. I think probably the best thing to do is just do practice exercises. And if the more you do those practice exercises, the better you'll get. All right, so have a good time reviewing that stuff.